Hang you where the greats be, where you can run up on whoever as an 8 seed, or freeze up South Beach from off the line, or 4-point plays in Easter overtimes. Let it bang. Serenade round of applauders, center of attraction like a Hoya. Catch us with a dog in the fight for whoever should play the yard. Christmas went from Saint Nick to Saint Bernard. Right? I'll stand up for the legacy that the city knew, and then respond by giving the city 62, and stay mellow, knowing who among us. The crossover had 33rd like the one time for the city. Yeah, same aura as before.
All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Tuesday evening. The wait is over. We got through a wild off season. Now it's time to get it cracking, man. No more paper champions. Now it is time to pass the test. KnicksFanTV live from the #1 watch party for the fans, by the fans. We are live at Slate NYC. CP the franchise here. My man JD Sports Talk in the building. We back, baby. We back. What's up, man? How you feeling, man? It's opening night.
This is opening night, the moment we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
The most anticipated season. Everybody has their own memory. For me, since Melo became a Knick, leading into that game, this is the last time that I felt this hype, this excited about a basketball game. A lot of expectations. On the road tonight, national television against the Boston Celtics on ring night.
On ring night.
What team will show up? What is this team made of? A lot to talk about. I'm excited. Talk about it tonight with y'all.
Yeah, man. Listen, you know, we went through a wild off season from a ho-hum draft, but you kind of saw where they were making moves, you know, cutting salary here, making trades here, there. Next thing you know, boom, Mikal Bridges is a Knick. Next thing you know, September comes as Karl Anthony Towns, and now you looked at it from, you know, coming into this is a completely different team and a completely different philosophy. So how are you feeling about that going into this season, man?
It's funny you start out with that, because that to me is going to be one of the most interesting storylines for this season, CP, because with the changes they've made, you can say that this team might have changed their identity.
Totally.
From toughness, grit, hustle, to a little bit more finesse. Karl Anthony Towns, stretch big.
Yeah.
You know, you go from Hartenstein to him, from Randall to Towns. There's a lot of toughness that you might have lost.
Yeah.
You know, Mikal Bridges, with even DiVincenzo, had a lot of toughness and grit.
True.
The identity of this team might have changed. Will those players adapt to the New York mentality, or do all of us have to adapt now to the modern NBA, where, you know, you look at around the league, it's more offensive, it's more finesse, more three-pointers. How will that fit in New York?
Yeah.
With the fan base?
We grit and grind, baby. We grit and grind.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be so interesting, because in New York, guys like Towns are going to be tested. Because after Brunson, who is the guy that has the most pressure on this team?
That's right.
Is it Bridges? Is it OG with the nice contract? Or is it Karl Anthony Towns? That is something to look for, and you got a nice test tonight where we'll see if this new sort of finesse style or hybrid style that they have, how far can that lead them?
We're going to see if it's a brand new identity, or they're able to maintain the typical, prototypical Tom Thibodeau style of team. We're going to see, man. It's very interesting to see where this team is going. People are starting to file in here little by little. Hit right here at Slate NYC. Call us up on the Discord, or you can call us up 657-383-1509. Right now, you're getting a live look also at the TD Bank Garden, live at Shoot-Around. So shout out to our guys at Bleacher Report for providing us with that feed, man. Definitely thankful for the collaboration. Let's get into Towns, man. He's the big acquisition. He's the guy that, if you think about that, they're changing their style. It's based on his skill set. How do you see this operating now, man, with Towns in the big man spot?
Well, they got him for games like tonight, right? For the team that they're going to face tonight, the Boston Celtics. This is the big reason why they made that very difficult transaction. They got Karl Anthony Towns to be able to stretch the floor and to be able to give your best player, Jalen Brunson, the ability to operate on the floor, get to the paint, be aggressive, and just make life easier. How do I look? How do I see it happening? I'm just so interested to see how Towns is going to react when there's adversity.
Yeah.
There's going to be tough games. There's going to be tough moments. I think the way that he's able to adapt to New York, I know he's from New York, but how does he adapt to the pressure?
Pressure. Different. This ain't Minnesota.
We've seen L.A. If you're a Yankee fan, you see how Giancarlo Stanton has been able to do it. Right? So can Karl Anthony Towns become Giancarlo Stanton for the New York Knicks? I think he's going to play well because I think with Jalen Brunson, he's going to have pressure taken off of him.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, to me, is my X factor because I think Mikal Bridges is able to kind of dictate how Towns is going to play. But I think Towns will be up for the task.
Yeah. Well, tonight's going to be a big one for him because no Kristaps Porzingis. He's got Al Horford in his sights. He's got to dominate tonight. You know, listen, Al Horford.
You see what you just said?
Yeah, he's got to listen.
He has to dominate.
It's time. It's money time tonight.
There's the pressure.
Yeah,
there's the
it's money time tonight. You got Al Horford on you. None of that. Nah, we not going here. We got to go right at him. New York grit. Listen, I'm going to give Al Horford a ton of credit as being a consummate vet. He's got that championship, well-deserved. But Father Time is going to catch up eventually. Karl Anthony Towns has to lay him out tonight from all three phases of the court.
Are you giving Towns any grace period? 5 games, 10 games, or from tonight? You gotta show up tonight.
I need that killer instinct tonight. I'm gonna give the team some time. 20 games, and so we're gonna give him some time. But for Karl Anthony Towns, I need him to respond tonight, man. We are live from Slate NYC, CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk on the ones and twos. KFTV Alex is on the way. We got Ben Lyons coming to join us. We might have some more surprises coming through as well. Nick's chick on her way as well, man. So we getting it cracking. I'm just looking in the chat right now. Shout out to Brew Crew Fishing. He says, CP and JD, let's go. I'm hyped. Shout out to the Franchise channel members in here. If you are a Franchise channel member, go ahead and leave us an emoji in the chat. Todd, grab me a towel. But yeah, I mean, basically on Towns, what we saw in that preseason, we saw how he's going to space the floor for Jalen Brunson. 68 pick and rolls between the two of them. I was saying on SNY, one more.
Nobody else was close in preseason.
No one else was close.
Next closest to that number.
Next closest was 42. Yeah. So we already saw them intentionally trying to get a two-man game out of those two. What I was dying to see from Randall and Brunson, but Towns is a guy that can get it done. I'm encouraged by that.
And that also goes to show you and tell you what the Knicks front office, their coaching staff might have felt about the fit between Randall and Brunson as opposed to Brunson and Towns because of the fact that they ran that many pick and rolls in the preseason.
Yeah.
And if they did that in the preseason, to me, is to prepare for the regular season where they'll continue that pace and they're going to take advantage of that skill set of Karl Anthony Towns. So to me, we were clamoring for that with Randall.
Yeah.
But I think they just revealed to you how they really felt about that kind of fit and that chemistry between those two in the pick and roll game.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to seeing that between Brunson and Towns.
Look, people tonight, you're gonna have Jalen Brunson up against Tatum, who got the MVP snub last year, and Jaylen Brown, who was the NBA Finals MVP. But Brunson himself can jump into that MVP conversation. I think based on his playmaking, we know the shots are going to be there. We know he's going to fall. He's a killer. But based on his ability to make this team better, I still believe that a lot of the shot creation responsibility now with Julius gone is even more so on Jalen Brunson.
And I wish Fred Katz was here so he could tell us if the Knicks front office, that they feel Brunson could go to another level.
Is there another level
because
for JB?
Remember when Katz said that, we were all a little bit surprised. Like, wait, another level than that? And boy, did he respond to that. Now, another season, can Brunson go to an even other level now that he's regarded around the NBA as a legit NBA superstar?
Big time.
He's going to have that expectation, and the Knicks are going to need it. Even with the acquisition of Towns, even with OG Anunoby coming back, even with the acquisition of Mikal Bridges, this NBA championship aspirations always comes down to your best player.
Big facts.
And your best player, especially like Brunson, 27 years old, 28 years old, going into your prime, he still needs to continue to get better.
Yeah.
And that's why they got Towns, to make life easier for him.
Sure, but tonight he's going to get tested, man. On the defensive end, they're going to run him ragged. Boston loves those guard screens. They're going to have Derek White trying to take him off the dribble. Drew Holiday, they're going to try to match him up. He's the weakest link, if there is one, on the Knicks starting five right now. So you can imagine that Boston, Mazzulla, they're going to have him running laps out there early, trying to kill him, and then defensively, you're going to go from Holiday to White to Tatum to Brown. I mean, all starting five is going to be looking to guard up on Jalen Brunson. That's going to be a tough night for him tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be another thing to look for, is how does Joe Mazzulla treat tonight's game? You know, it is ring night. It's the first game. It's a marathon. But the Celtics have been talking a little spicy, too.
Yeah, yeah.
I see Jalen Brown had a couple of comments. Even Joe Mazzulla today said your enemy has
gotten better. They're going to be ready for tonight, man. They're going to be
Kevin
ready.
Garnett, Paul Pierce talking about the rivalry. Paul Pierce feeling that they've been waiting for the Knicks to arrive. Paul Pierce actually said that he thinks this is a bigger rivalry than even the Heat, because he just said that as a player, they look forward to playing the Knicks.
Yeah.
It's just that the Knicks have never been able to be on that level.
Haven't been on the same level.
Him saying that the last time he was excited was when the Knicks had Carmelo Anthony and Amari.
Yeah.
So tonight, I want to see how they play Jalen Brunson. Do they go with Derek White? Do they go with the 6'6", 6'7" Jalen Brown? Or they just go with Drew Holiday?
Right.
That strategy could be a hint to how the Knicks, you know, how the Celtics may play the Knicks in the future.
Big time, big time. CP the Franchise, 80 Sports Talk. We are out on a live looking at TD Bank Arena. You see Kai Cenat coming in here. I'm not sure who he dressed up as, but he's in here. A lot of the celebrities starting to file into the TD Bank Arena. A lot of the celebrities in here at Slate, man. We got Ben Lyons getting ready to come on to the show. Bleacher, let's get the rally towels, the watch party towels up there on the camera, man. This is what every attendee at tonight's watch party is going to be getting, one of these for the fans, by the fans. This is what you get on a KFTV experience, man. You get music by Eric L. Beats, good food, premium lounge seating, and giveaways, man. We got the towels. We're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Knicks home opener in the fourth quarter intermission. So this is what you guys are missing at home, man. This is what we want to bring to you. And look at it, man. Look, over the years, we've been involved in, man. We went from pregame at Mustang Harry's. We did pregames at 4040. We had the 40 rocking. We had the 40 rocking. And tonight, we got Slate rocking right now, man. And up on the broadcast, key matchup tonight, Mikal Bridges. Could he take the Tatum assignment on? And overall, Mikal Bridges is a guy who's in search of a jumper. Your thoughts on that?
I honestly don't even know what to make of that, man, because, you know, as I did some research, it looks like he's been tinkering with this stuff throughout his whole career, and yet he's shooting 37, 38% from three. It seems like he figures it out as the season goes on.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because he's on the Knicks, the pressure, the anticipation, he wants to do his best. I think let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I hope it's not because of that. I hope it's not, hey, I'm on the Knicks now. You know, they have expectations. I need to have career high in points. I need to have career highs in percentages and efficiency. Sometimes players go to a team and they start to overthink it. And they want to tinker too much with the mechanics. Let's see how that plays out. It may become a non-story in the end. Because at the end of the day, CP, season starts tonight.
Right.
If he scores 17 points tonight, 47% from the field,
out the window,
37% from three, I don't care what happened in the preseason, right? So at the end of the day, it comes down to tonight. And the second thing to that, as you mentioned, is how would Tom Thibodeau utilize Mikal Bridges tonight? Do you put him even on Drew Holiday?
Yeah.
Because Drew Holiday, you know, facilitates a little bit. Or is this a straight-up man-to-man, OG and Mikal versus Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown? And which of the two would you rather see Mikal Bridges on?
I think for the Knicks to have a good shot tonight, that's what you're going to have to hope for. You're going to have to hope that the enemy, who Joe Mazzulla characterized the Knicks as once they got Bridges and Anunoby, you want to hope that wing stop can be formidable forces against Brown and Tatum in single coverage. That way you don't bend your defense and then now you're open, leaving wide open threes, and that's a Boston Tea Party right there, 3-party.
Who would you rather put him on tonight?
For Tatum, I'm going on Tatum. Mikal Bridges, I'm going on Tatum. Because of Jaylen Brown's strength, I got to put OG on him.
Ooh.
I got to put OG or even Hart. I got to have my bigger guys on him.
You know, it's funny. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what Tibbs would do, though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, for whatever reason, coaches go height to height, weight to weight. You know, Mikal's a little more slender.
Yeah.
And although I agree that Jaylen Brown is more aggressive, Jason Tatum is like the taller player.
Yeah.
So you might see OG on Tatum. I'll be interested to see that. But let's see what happens. I think that's the way you do it. You go Mikal on Tatum, and I would go OG on Brown because I actually think Jaylen Brown is a bigger threat than Jason Tatum.
I think so, too. I think so as well. Production team, if we could just help get Ben Lyons set up on the set, that way we can get him in here for the interview. I'm with you, man. A lot of people are highly rating Jaylen Brown's offseason. They're saying he got stronger. He's more ferocious. Is he more hungry based on the Team USA politics with the Nike and all of that? Jaylen Brown might have something to say.
Mikal has pressure to live up to his billing as a defender. He did not have a great season as a defender in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
His best seasons actually was when he was a Phoenix Sun.
Right.
Now with the Knicks, those possessions that you took off or those possessions that were off in Brooklyn where nobody's watching, people are going to be watching here. So
big time.
You get tested game one. I want to see if that that tandem of OG and Mikal, how elite is it actually going to be?
They're going to get tested.
Right? So we're looking forward to that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Another game storyline that we got to talk about is the bench, man. You know, injuries to the bench. You got Landry Shamet is out. Is he going to be back? He was waived. It's not clear. You have Precious, man. My guy Precious is out of there. That's a tough one right there. How does this Knicks bench survive? I mean, let's start tonight. What are we doing tonight?
The Precious hit is, I think, even more than what people even could think about. To me, Precious, I love Precious Achiuwa as a player for the Knicks. Yeah. I think he's so underrated. And even if it's 15 minutes, Precious for 15 minutes being able to give you the ability to switch. He can guard anywhere from the 2 to the 5, depending on who's the 2 and depending on who's the 5. He can guard all those positions. Yeah. You don't have that switchability off the bench tonight versus a team that is going to put a lot of pressure on you from the three-point line, especially if you're facing Hauser, who is a 41, 42% three-point shooter, Pritchard, who is a 40% three-point shooter. How would that go? Talking about the rookie, might get some minutes tonight. Deuce McBride has pressure tonight. Cameron Payne.
Pressure.
And then at the center position, are we going to see Jericho Sims? Or is Tibbs going to go with an 8-man rotation game one?
Well, you know what?
Is it Payne, McBride, and Sims, and that's it? Or and Tibbs could surprise. Maybe Sims just get minutes in the first half. It doesn't even see the floor in the second half. This is going to be interesting tonight, game one. What does Tibbs think about this rookie? I think we'll find out tonight.
We'll find out, man. Going to hit a quick reset. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Like, share, and subscribe. This is the KnicksFanTV Bleacher Report simulcast. We are live on YouTube, X, Facebook, Bleacher Report as well, CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk. We are live from Slate. The watch party is starting to fill up. Just grab him a towel. Just grab Ben a towel. The watch party is starting to fill up, and we are joined by one of our guys, man. He's a KnicksFanTV alumni, a diehard Knicks fan, broadcaster extraordinaire.
In the words of the great Amari Stoudemire, the Knicks are back.
Let's go.
The Knicks are back. We got the playoff towels here.
Yes, sir.
We're excited.
Yes,
the
sir,
vibes
man.
are on fire. Congratulations. This is an amazing event.
Appreciate it, man.
You guys got a ton of people here. Great energy, great food. This is an awesome place. So thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, man. Most anticipated Knicks season since?
Oh, my gosh. Since last season. What are you talking about, right? We're talking about a consistency, stability, things we have not been able to experience in a long time in this great city. So the fact that second round is not enough now, and that's not just because our expectations are out of whack. That's the players, that's the organization, that's Jalen Brunson. who's out on the MVP list, plus 900, I think.
Yeah,
there,
what do you think, man? What do you think?
Let's go. Let's get the little guy
Yeah.
the MVP. Why not? You know, how about the big bodega, the bodega cat? Let's get him in the MVP conversation.
What are your thoughts on Cat?
Absolutely. It's time, man. You know, there's so many great stories of players who have had success somewhere for a long time. They've knocked on the door and they just weren't able to figure it out for whatever reason. Change the scenery. They're able to take their talents to the next level. And he's a special talent. He's hanging out in all the right places in the first 2 weeks in the city, huh? So let's maybe have some sensible nights at home watching KnicksFanTV and leave the Lucali for, you know, after the season. But I'm excited, man. He's jumping right in. And how about you guys? I mean, the last time you have felt this kind of championship or bust, I don't even want to say that, but just that kind of, all right, the Knicks are here and this is a professional basketball team. It's been a minute.
I mean, I mentioned earlier, for me, that 54-win, you know, team with the Knicks with Melo and company there was the last time that I had hope, but that team was too old, as you know. And then
there is nothing like celebrating Jason Kidd's 40th birthday at Madison Square Garden. That was special.
That team certainly had the names.
Oh, that was the best 2005 team of all time in 2013.
I really thought that year that if we could get by, we had a chance against the Miami Heat. And now I kind of feel the same way here. You know, the Miami Heat of this year is the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference. And I, as a fan, have that same belief that if they can stay healthy, they can get to the NBA Finals.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The city's on fire already.
It's on fire, man.
And you know what I love is I took the train from Brooklyn coming over here, and I saw so many people wearing gear. So many people giving me a little nod in the subway. So many, you know, it was just really nice, and it took me back to my childhood, really. You know, they talk about the 90s vibes, and it was because it was there every year, and I didn't just show up and then disappear. You know, it was every year knocking on the door, and while it didn't work out ultimately for that group, it forever changed the city and a whole generation of people who are now, you know, feeling a little nostalgic about this crew, you know?
No question, man.
So how about you? What's your summer look like, man? We know what Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson have been up to this summer.
Hey, yo, listen.
Well, what's going on with you, man?
The summer was crazy, from going to Vegas for Summer League and then coming back with Cal Bridges' blockbuster trade. He called me when we were at the Subway Series, like, where you at right now? We got to go live with Cal Bridges. So it's just been
Call
crazy,
the stockbroker and start investing in Chipotle.
Oh, man.
Bridges is coming to New York, invest in Chipotle.
And then, you know, to see that they weren't done, to go out there and go get Karl Anthony Towns, I think, you know, they made a signal to the fans and to the league, like, yo, listen, you're going to have to roll the dice to try to get to the promised land, man. At some point, you're going to have to shake it up a little bit. But I'm with Leon, man, and Leon I trust, because he's been hitting on damn near everything. Nobody bats 1,000. But Leon Rose, I mean, if you see the calculated moves that they had to make to get up to this point, the way that they've been able to turn this roster over to get to this point, it's been a work of art.
This is why this guy is the best. I try to ask him a real human question, like, how's your summer? And he's just like, Leon Rose is doing everything correct. Really, how's the family? Are you doing yoga? Do you have a new hobby? Are you into woodworking? Did you make that table? No, every World Wide West has getting it done.
I went to, me and my girl, we went to Croatia. I ran into KnicksFanTV fans.
Scouting, he's trying to find the next backup two guard.
I ran into KnicksFanTV fans, Knicks fans on the beach in Croatia. I was doing live streams when Precious re-signed his deal. I'm doing a live stream for the Airbnb in Croatia, wherever I can tap in on Knicks.
Hey, the Knicks are an international brand, you know?
International
I love
brand.
it. That's amazing. Did you feel the basketball culture over in Croatia? Obviously, a lot of great players come from that part of the world.
I got a chance to play on the court in King's Landing.
Wow, very cool.
It was beautiful.
Very cool.
Absolutely beautiful.
Didn't make many shots, but he got a chance to play.
But how about you? Somebody, you know, obviously grows up here in the city and you're from New York, and to be back at the city with so much energy kind of gets nostalgic a little bit.
Right, and this team now in the Tom Thibodeau era has been a playoff team almost every season, right? And it's interesting because it's happening in a generation where there's new fans. You know, there's a lot of young kids now that are Knicks fans, don't know a lot about the pain.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know a lot about the pain that I've been through, you know, with the, you know, from 99 after.
Kids, let me tell you about the era of Shandon Anderson and Michael Dolan.
Right.
Let me introduce you to somebody named Michael Sweetney.
Right. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely, man. We got 1,300 people in the chat right now for the pregame show and watch party. CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk, our guy Ben Lyons on the couch with us. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. The watch party's starting to fill up. Everybody's getting their rally towels. We getting ready for tonight, man. DJ Eric L. Beats, our very own, is on the ones and twos.
Yo,
and
these are fantastic.
Appreciate it,
collector's
man. Beautiful,
item right
absolutely.
Here.
This is part of that nostalgia, right? You gotta have your towels, man.
Yeah, you
gotta
don't
have
need
your
just
towels.
like random Chase Bank like
Yeah.
towels and
Right.
Marriott Bonvoy T-shirts we have in the house. You know.
I'm telling you, man. Let's tap in on the Discord, man. Stilico, if you're there, go ahead and mute your mic, man. How you feeling?
1 2 check 1 2.
Live and direct, sir. How you feeling? Opening night, Knicks versus Celtics. Talk to us.
Man, this Discord is hopping right now.
Let's
These
go.
guys are getting ready to fly off the hook. I'm a little under the weather, so I'll keep it
All good.
quick for y'all.
Yeah.
All right. First thing, Kat, I love the progress that I saw. You were messing with them on that block. Keep that up.
Let's go.
I don't want to see you settling for bad shots. Keep it good. They can't mess with you on that block. Get those boards. Tibbs, I already know. All you need to do, it starts today. You need to make sure that we're not out here wasting games. I want them to go from day one.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Yo,
peace and love, my man.
Yo, the mayor of the Discord, Stilico, stay up, man. Holla at everybody down there in the Discord. Tell them we out here. We outside. New York City's rocking. Knicks are rocking in Boston. Let's go, man. Stilico, tap in. All right, that's our guy Stilico on the Discord. Let's go. He's ready to go, man. I would say, Ben, you know, another storyline this year, or so far in the preseason, early in the preseason, jitters from the Josh Hart naysayers. Should he start? Should he come off the bench? What's going on?
Well, people aren't confident that Josh Hart is going to rebound at the similar clip to like Wilt Chamberlain. His over-unders are like 14.5 for Josh Hart.
I think they're looking for more offense from him. What do you think overall
Hey, hit
with
the
that
shot
argument?
when it mattered most down in Philadelphia, right?
There you go.
And look, Josh Hart is a special, kind of unique player. There aren't a lot of guys who are comparable. You know, I feel like the Knicks fans really started paying attention to Josh Hart when he was with Portland and he came into the Garden and had 19 rebounds. And you're like,
right
away, a 6'4" guy rebounding like this. And if he can continue just to be that Swiss Army knife, that jack of all trades, play defense against whomever, can guard all five, it feels like at times.
Yeah.
He's really special, man. So just like let him do his thing. We don't need him to be somebody he's not. And yeah, his connection to the Yankees through Elson Howard, like it's special, man.
True.
And so he's really enjoying life right now as well. He should. And but yeah, what are Knicks fans upset about already? The game hasn't started with Josh. What are they upset about?
What do you think, man? Overall fit with Hart and the starters?
I think it's a great fit. My only question is, and I think, you know, going to what you're saying, I think, you know, we're waiting to see if how long can you continue to play that way and still be that effective? I don't think people realize, bro, how difficult it is to play that hard as he does every single night. And another 82-game season, another playoffs. I know he's young, but I think the Knicks do have to be careful with the management of Josh Hart, because I understand he has a specialty: rebound, hustle, offensive rebound, dive for loose balls, all that stuff. But at some point, just like a normal player, his prime declines, he's not going to be able to produce that amount every single night. He's going to be good this year. Will he be a starter by the time the playoffs? Deuce McBride might have something to say about that. We'll see how they start. As you mentioned, the first 15 games, I don't even know if it's going to be 20, because there's expectations here. I don't know if Tibbs is going to be able to wait 20 games. If they start off slow, he looks to be the one candidate that Tibbs could utilize as a changeup, because he wouldn't bench Towns, he wouldn't bench OG, he wouldn't bench Mikal, he wouldn't bench Brunson. So if the starting lineup has some issues, they're going to look to Hart. And Hart made some interesting comments. I don't even know if he was serious.
I think he was joking.
I think a lot of people, he made some comments where you aware what he said?
Yeah, he's never serious.
He's like, I'm lost. Maybe Tibbs should put me on the bench.
Yeah.
Everybody's freaking out. And I'm like,
matter.
I think he was even joking, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he was joking, man. The one thing about Hart is that I've been saying this on previous pregame shows. He knows how to make the adjustments. He had to do it last year several times. He's Tibbs. Tibbs trusts the roommates more than anybody. You know what I mean? Brunson is number 1 on the trust list. Hart is right there, number 2.
Right.
If he got to play him 48, 50 minutes and close, he's going to do that. But what I think with Hart is, as we're wondering, is this identity going to shift? Hart, to me, is the guy that's going to do the dirty work for these guys. Get after it, to give him the extra hustle to go get an extra rebound. Push the ball ahead, get them in transition, get to the free throw line. I'm concerned about that. Have we gotten a little bit too finesse with getting rid of Julius and Dante? Who's going to put their head down, get to the free throw line when the shots aren't falling? Because Cat is going to let it fly. But what's going to happen if those shots aren't falling? So that's what I like what Josh Hart is. I don't need him to score any points. Get boards, get assists, play some good defense. Everybody else in the starting 5 should be able to compensate for his lack of offense.
And stir the pot, right? You got to have a little bit of crazy on any great team. And you got to have a little bit of an instigator and somebody who's going to not back down from whatever that comes their way. So, I want him to continue to troll as much as I want him to continue to rebound and play defense.
And that's why Mikel's my X factor. Because I think Mikel puts a lot of this puzzle together. I don't think anyone here can tell me if Mikel has ever been a shooting guard in his NBA career, because he hasn't. He was the 3 in Phoenix, he was a 3 in Brooklyn, but he's going to be the 2 here. 6'7". He's not like, he's not like your prototypical shooting guard in terms of elusiveness, ball handling. Right. He's more of the taller, lankier side, not the most fluid shooting guard. So I think that is going to be interesting to see when you already have, a tank like OG. You have a big guy in Josh Hart for his size, and you got a 7-footer in Towns. How would all that mesh? I don't think a lot of people are talking about that. Mikal Bridges is actually making an adjustment because he's going from the 3 to the 2 to different sets on offense in different places where you have to be, and you have to have a different mindset. So I think that's going to be interesting, because that's where Deuce can come in, where if it's not flowing, you could bring in Deuce to kind of slide everyone to their more natural position.
You know what I love about Mikal Bridges' game? Available. He plays every night. That needs to be celebrated more. It really, that's the best ability. Like, you guys could be the best pregame show in the history of content on the internet. But if it's not available, if you aren't here, if you had the sniffles and you had to stay home, it don't matter, man. True. Like, availability is the best ability in the age of load management. For him to play 82 a year and be the NBA's Iron Man, Cal Ripken, I love it, man. That's huge. Every night when people are doing their fantasy drafts, they're taking Embiid, they're taking guys who are Porzingis, picking them up in January. Like, this man plays every night. He shows up. Players play. So shout out to Mikal.
When you're betting on games and you pick the player, and then right before tip-off they get ruled out.
Are you in my account? Are you in my FanDuel account?
I've been through so many of those.
Let's go, man.
Nah, man, shout out to him for playing every night, man, for real.
Live and direct at Slate NYC, CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk, Ben Lyons. You are getting a live look at the TD
Celtics
Bank
jackets, huh?
Guardian.
Can we get one like that next year, man?
Championship jackets are hard. I'm not going to lie, man. Championship jackets are hard.
A lot of defending champs get nervous on ring night. They get distracted. I remember the Houston Rockets beating the Warriors in a big game on TNT a few years back. Ring night, you got to get tickets for the family.
True.
Kind of tough to lock in when you got a big ring on. So I don't know. I'm hoping.
I feel like Mazzulla's doing his best to really lock these guys in mentally, man. He's really getting tight with the media. He's calling the Knicks the enemy. He classified the Bridges and OG acquisitions as the enemy's getting better. So he's putting that bulletin board stuff out there early to get his guys locked in on a repeat, which is very difficult, man.
For all the Knicks fans out there who fancy themselves Knicks historians, what's so special about a night like tonight is that, the comps to the 73 Knicks or the 70 Knicks of guys who really, 5 guys who all shared the ball and the idea, they had to get through the Celtics back then, and they beat the Celtics to get to the NBA Finals, and to them, that was almost bigger than winning the championship. So for this Knicks crew, in order to get to the promised land, it's only fitting they got to go through go through Boston, you know, and we haven't had really a great Knicks-Celtics rivalry in, 10 years or so. So it's really great to have the season start this way tonight.
I've been waiting for it in basketball because we had it in baseball with Boston.
Paul Pierce and Melo had it for a moment.
Yeah.
You know, they saw each other a couple of years in a row.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Good to see
Absolutely,
you, bro.
man. We got the Stratocaster in the building. He's about to get set up. We are getting it popping right here at Slate. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Let me salute some of the franchise channel members. My franchise channel members, leave us an emoji in the chat. Let us know that you're in here. Salute to everybody watching on Bleacher Report. Everybody on Facebook, we see you guys. Oh, shout out to BLW on the YouTube side. Gifted 20 franchise channel memberships. So he's in the gift of giving right here on opening night. We got Kevin King, our franchise channel member. Salute to Kevin. $10 super chat from Omar Zesiri. Says, what new Nick is going off tonight? What new Nick is going off tonight?
Oh, it's the big bodega. It's Cats. It's
The
coming
big
out party. You excited
bodega.
to see Karl Anthony Towns make his Knicks debut? I think he has a big night tonight.
What do you think, Al?
I'm going with Campaign. I told you he was my X factor yesterday. All right, we're going to need somebody to go in there when Jalen Brunson is taking a break. Campaign, man. He was a thorn when we were against him, against the Philadelphia 76ers. He's going to do the same thing to Boston tonight. That's what I'm going with.
What do you think, man?
I'm gonna go.
He's jumping all the way out the window, baby.
I almost went there. I don't know if he's ready yet.
Let's go.
I am interested in watching him play if he does get some minutes. I'm gonna go with Karl Anthony Towns, man.
Towns,
Why not?
Towns.
That's the guy that is the big acquisition. He's the second option, second best player on this team, and he has, as you mentioned, he has to show up if the Knicks are gonna win tonight.
Yeah. Look, I got to go Towns. In the onset, he's going to have Horford on him. Could we see? Last year we saw Drew Holiday bodying Julius. I better not see that tonight. You the big man, you're supposed to destroy those mismatches. Whether it's out there in the perimeter or down there in the low block, Karl Anthony Towns has to dominate this game. I need a 24-12 night from Karl Anthony Towns. Give me 2 blocks on the defensive side, set the tone, and really earn that big bodega name. Set the tone.
And let's establish yourself down low before we start jacking threes. We know he's one of the great big men shooters in the game.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him really establish himself down low, work
Down
inside,
low.
outside before you start jacking it from 25 feet.
For sure, without KP playing tonight, you're going to have Al Horford. Go look, Al Horford's getting up there in age. Go take advantage of that, all right? If you're going to get Drew Holiday, Derek White, anybody, we got to see that cat can put the ball in the hoop. That's what he's known for doing, guys. It's a 40% three-point shooter. Look,
No love for once a Nick, always a Nick. Luke Cornett, huh? Is he still on the Celtics?
They got a lot of love for
they
Luke
love him,
Cornett,
man.
This man invented a defensive move.
What happened with that when he was a Knick?
Hey, man. Look, shout out to CP for producing Game of the Week last night.
Appreciate it.
Look, we had Bobby Manning on the show, and apparently the Celtics Nation loved Luke Cornett. I don't know where he's now developed to be this type of guy, like especially in the post. But hey, I hope Cat just sees him and it's food. All right, it better be food tonight.
Big facts, big facts. Salute to Kevin King for gifting 5 franchise memberships as well. So Kevin King, we definitely appreciate you. Let's go to the phones, man. 607. What's your name? Where you calling in from? 607. 60.
Oh, it's Jonathan Cleveland. What's going on?
Hey, Jonathan, how you feeling, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm taking the show all the way back to 1970.
Wow, we got an OG with us. He's seen all the good days. Let's go.
Yeah, I grew up in Brooklyn on the Chauncey Street between Ralph and Howard.
Okay.
And I'll never forget when the Knicks won in 1970. Everybody had a block party. Even on Bainbridge, on the next block over, they had a block party. And I
Everybody had a
feel
block
that type
party.
of interjection.
That's what's up, man. Give me your thoughts on the game tonight.
We're gonna have a great. Say that again.
All right, let's go, man. Appreciate the call. He's looking for a parade. Shout out to my guys.
You know they're real fans when they drop their resume.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm calling in. I want to talk about 1970. I was at this block party. I met Dick Barnett on DeKalb Avenue.
Yeah, man. The OGs will let you know quick, man. They'll drop the resume quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I was there when Rory Sparrow crossed 7th Avenue.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys a question. Think this through. What Knick, after Jalen Brunson, has the most pressure to perform this season?
Oh, it's Mikal Bridges, man.
Yeah,
It's
I'm with Bridges.
by far. I mean, we got him in here to be part of that Wingstop, baby. All right, so we're going to see if he can hold up against Jason Tatum tonight. Maybe he goes up and goes against Jaylen Brown as well. But look, man, we saw what he did out in Brooklyn when he got traded for Kevin Durant out there. This is a guy who showed that he could create for himself, be that scoring guy that he wasn't able to be out in Phoenix. So we're looking for him to be that guy now, part of the Knicks. So outside of Cat, outside of Brunson, it's got to be Bridges, man. He's got to be that next guy to step up.
I don't know. I got 200 million reasons why it might be OG Anunoby. Let's talk about it, right?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
This is a guy who, when the trade happened, he just fit right in, and they went on such a run. They're such a different team when he's healthy. He struggled with his health. Nobody wants to talk about that. You know, the opposite of Mikal Bridges, who's the Iron Man. OG's been a little touch and go there over his career, but hopefully he can continue to hit those corner threes, guard the best player on the floor. But that's a big deal for OG Anunoby. So let's go out and show and prove, right?
Wait, don't forget those 6 first-round picks we sent out for Mikal Bridges, okay? And that, I mean, we got to question that jumper right now, all right? You know
The
what I
Knicks
mean?
are all in. The Knicks are all in. You want picks, you want deals.
That's
Like,
why I
let's
think
go.
it's a great conversation, because Alex alludes to the picks. But if you feel that OG makes the more impact, as we saw last season, where many thought that without Randall, if we could have just had a healthy OG, we go to the Eastern Conference Finals. If you feel that OG is the most impactful player, as you're saying, then maybe he is the one with the most pressure, because he has to be available. Even if Mikal plays well, there's something about OG.
True.
That just
He can change the game. He changes the game. He's got to be there.
I don't
for
know
them.
that even Mikal's best defensive ability, I don't know if it makes up for OG being so much stronger, being able to be a pest defensively and get as many steals as he does.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It's a great debate.
I'm gonna lean Bridges because I feel like he's gonna be very important for them from a shot creation standpoint, either for secondary or tertiary. I believe having someone who can put the ball on the floor and create for themselves that's not named Jalen Brunson is going to be very important here. You know, Towns gets his a little bit differently. Like, of course, he can go get his own, but you're relying on him to go out there and splash from downtown. Mikal Bridges, you need him to get everywhere in between. And now with the bench, without Shamet, without Precious Achua, question marks from a production standpoint, question marks carrying over from last year. I think Mikal Bridges, from what we saw in that last preseason game, with him running with that second unit, I think we're going to see that tonight and allow him to be showcased to kind of run those, to run with that unit.
And I agree, because I think OG gets you to the Eastern Conference Finals. Mikal Bridges was brought here to get you to the NBA Finals. And the dynamic that he brings, as you mentioned, is the offensive dynamic, because you lost Dante DiVincenzo. And Deuce McBride is now going to be elevated into a more prominent role as an offensive player.
Yo, we're sitting around like 20 minutes before the Knicks season starts, and we're talking about the NBA Finals, and we're not being ridiculous.
But that's so we are.
There are other people who are also talking about this who aren't Knicks fans.
Yeah.
So this is really unusual.
This is us,
I just want to take
Uncharted
a
territory
moment
right
to
now.
just acknowledge this. Look how many people are here.
We're getting it cracking,
Awesome.
man.
This
We're
is
getting it cracking.
amazing.
And more on the way. Everybody getting their rally towels. The watch party's starting to fill up. Boston is getting their rings right now. And for the Knicks, we're talking about how we get them. How do we get that ring, man? CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk, Alex Trutaros, Ben Lyons, special guest right here with us on the couch. And we got another special guest joining us on the Discord, fellas. He is, when it comes to KFTV, he is a champion. He is in there before we are even in there for the live show. Our biggest supporter, man, the rhyme animal Chuck D on the Discord. Chuck, how you feeling, man?
Chuck D.
Oh,
Throw a hashtag PE in the chat.
It's looking spicy out there, man. I'm telling you. I was going to get down there, and but something came up. I just got out of Cleveland. But listen, this is exciting. Hey, I remember the last regular season game we played Boston. We had our old Knicks style of last year. and we ran them off the floor. I knew Boston was not trying to just give that game away, and we ran them off the floor in the old style. So now we got a new team and a new style. To me, I think all eyes is on Cat. This is his second NBA team, and I think he got everything to prove. I think Cat's got to be Cat tonight, and he's going to show the whole league, yeah, this is my second NBA team. I'm the man. It's time for me to be the man, and here we go. So that's going to be interesting. I think Mikhail and OG, I think they got time, and I think it's going to be interesting to watch Tibbs yell at everybody and Cat be able to take it. Because Tibbs is going to be screaming. And we miss Precious out there because Precious is the last remnant of that Hart style. Yep. Where he's putting everything. And Josh is out. I'm Nick Army. So I'm putting the nickname on Josh Hart, the Nick Army night. So, it's going to be interesting day one. And I'm in the mosh pit, but I wish I could be down there because it is popping and spicing on the TV looking at it, man. But good. What's up? And salutes out to Ben, of course, JD, Alex, CP the boss. Man. Y'all put Monday Night Football to shame.
We're in here, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you, OG.
The legend.
We'll tap in on the post game and let's go, man. Let's ruin Banner Night, man. Let's go get him, man.
Let's go, Nick Nation. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Chuck narrated an incredible audio documentary about the 90s Knicks.
Yes,
so I hope he puts something together like that for this current group. I hope this current group one day gets immortalized in a Chuck D audio documentary like the 90s Knicks did.
Absolutely. They already did a Go New York song.
Remix. That's right.
So let's see what he does.
It's the only right thing to do, Like if you have him doing the 90s, hey, man, it's got to be for the 2020s at this point if it happens.
Are we playing the new Go New York song sometime this season?
I mean,
have you heard it?
Which one? Well, I'm rocking the Sky Zoo joint. You know that. That's fair. I'm rocking the family.
I'm saying the new one that the Knicks account released.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. You know what I mean? I'm with the guy Zoo, man. Sky Zoo. I'm with the blue and orange everything. That's just what we doing here.
Absolutely.
Let's get another call in here. Rambo from Tampa. Rambo, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling honored coming in right after Chuck D.
Let's go.
Stop it, man. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but I skipped my lunch. I done ran through a train. I done did everything I had to do to come and catch this game today, man.
Did you get the dishes done? Did you get the dishes done? You got to make sure you clear it up with wifey, bro. Make sure.
No. I start off the season in the doghouse because I disown wifey. I'll make it up before the playoffs. See, I sent her a text today, and I told her, I said, baby, listen, I love you, but today, against the Celtics, when that game starts, 7:30, matter of fact, 7 o'clock, once I walk in the door, I just need you to understand I need my time, I need my peace. And then afterwards, post-game KFTV, it's nothing new. It's the same thing it was last year. Okay, so I need all of that. And she understood because she's not new to this. She's been through this. So we good over here.
Let's go. Let's go,
hype,
man.
Hey, everybody, let's go. Get hype. Man, you called it. Everybody decided for the Knicks, man. We here. We made it. Shout out to JD, Alex. We got the trifecta. We got Alex in New York. We talk about it.
Let's go.
Man, I'm hyped. All right, get me off.
Rambo turned up, man. Rambo from Tampa in the building.
Glad to hear everything's working out for Rambo on the home front.
Yes.
Things sound healthy heading into the season. Yeah. Not a lot of drama at home, so best of luck to you and your loved one, Rambo.
Listen, man, I've gotten literally hundreds. When I run into families and the wife's like, yo, you guys are on our TV like 24/7, we thankful for that.
It's the new love line.
Right?
It's
So,
Knicks love line.
so we let the fellas know, like, listen, you got to do whatever you got to do, man, and keep us on the TV. Take out the garbage early, maybe rubber bunions, whatever it is, whatever you got to do.
So
man.
he mentioned you're doing the post-game show, right?
Yeah.
So for those just logging on, like, what's the schedule for you this season? You do pregame, postgame, during game,
Game of the week
everything?
previews
Right.
handled by my man right here.
Okay.
Play-by-play live is handled by JD and CK2K. We got post-game. We got Knicks Weekly. We got a couple other joints on the burner. We got a couple other joints on the burner. And we just keep it rocking, man.
That's incredible. Congratulations.
Breaking news, everybody stops what they're doing and we go live.
Yeah.
24/7 Knicks cycle news. That's all you get here, baby.
We don't sleep. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. We got a trivia contest for a lucky person in the crowd.
Ooh.
And TM, if you're in the chat right now, we're gonna filter the chat for our franchise channel members because we have a trivia contest. One lucky fan is gonna get a KFTV prize pack if they get the answer right. So control room, if you can bring up today's question, I'm gonna ask it to our franchise channel members.